Matthew's message, January 11, 2015. AirAsia Flight 8501. Ferry boat fire. Shooting of 2 U.S. policemen. Killings at Charlie Hebdo, Paris. Emotions about tragedies. Sony film backlash. Illuminati, entertainment industry. President Obama's executive order, Cuba. Vibrations. Densities. Personal ascension. Dr. Masaru Emoto, words. With loving greetings from all souls at this station, this is Matthew. Before we speak about recent events, we say that throughout this year, you will see the pace and number of significant occurrences increase as vibrations heighten. Earth's energy field of potential, which looks like perpetual fireworks, reflects the light's accelerated momentum due to light workers' efforts and our universal family's stepped-up activity on your behalf. 2 accidents have been the cause of both grief and gratitude. It was not good luck that some individuals who intended to be on AirAsia Flight 8501 were not. Their time was not up. They don't know that is why they missed the flight. They and all who love them simply are grateful that they did. As heartbreaking as it is for families and friends of everyone who went down with the plane, the sole contracts of all aboard called for their transitioning at that time. Had they not left by that means, they would have departed suddenly in some other way soon afterwards. The same would have been true about the persons who transitioned after fire broke out on the ferry boat in the Adriatic Sea. In this incident, contracts of all except those few souls did call for longer lifetimes. The hundreds who were rescued aren't consciously aware of that, nor need they be to feel grateful, and the same is so with their families and other dear ones. The outrage in the United States about the shooting of 2 police officers in a patrol car is serving to bring a degree of balance to the outrage about police using excessively harsh tactics with African American males. You could think of this as an emotional pendulum that's been stuck on the end where law enforcement is perceived as biased in judgment and treatment, and suddenly the pendulum darts to the other end. Feelings on both sides are justified indeed, but the pendulum has to move away from both perception extremes, so balance can come in police actions and the public's reactions. The slaughter in Charlie Hebdo's office and subsequent killings in Paris united your world in sympathy, compassion, and condemnation of terrorist acts. If any aspects of such incidents can be described as heartening, then these are: the people of France are as one in fearless rebellion against savage efforts to muzzle freedom of expression, and world leaders are demonstrating their solidarity. The Muslim assassins and all others like them are being seen as exactly what they are: brutal, tyrannical individuals acting upon a deranged ideology that has nothing whatsoever to do with Islam. And there is an international call to root out and cure the cause of that extremism. This vital move toward overcoming bigotry, resentment, and fear of differences had to come so that unity and respect and appreciation of differences can take hold. That is the foundation upon which a civilization builds a peaceful, loving, harmonious world. It may seem as if we speak of tragic events with emotional detachment. This is the higher purpose being served, and that is that. That isn't the case. We do honor all who are playing their parts in every divisive or abhorrent situation, yet it is deeply sad for us that gaining personal and planetary balance entails so much violence and sorrow within our beloved Earth family. Especially heart-wrenching are the massacres and kidnapping of children and other unconscionable atrocities. It is difficult for us, as for you, to see someone's agony and view it as another milestone in the eternal cycle of shared lifetimes in physical worlds and reunions in spirit worlds. Please find a measure of comfort, as we must ourselves, in knowing that out of tragedies comes soul evolvement, out of horror come a more spiritually enlightened and compassionate society and, ultimately, Earth's golden age in full bloom. And, perhaps a tragedy seems greater when 12 or 100 or 400 die in the same incident, but every minute many thousands of souls are dying, and this is sorrowful for everyone who loves them. We wish that all who are grieving could know that they and these persons dear to them chose their experiences to help each other evolve. They still would miss their loved ones, of course, but that knowledge could lessen the profoundness of their loss. You said in your last message that everything happening here is purposeful. I can't see any purpose in the interview film or the backlash. How far will damage spread because North Koreans hacked into Sony's computer system? Everything about this seems like a step backwards for the light. Everything happening in your world is purposeful. However, while some issues may seem to you logical in that context, others could be considered a far stretch, and the film and ensuing backlash may be an example of the latter. In previous messages we have stated that the entertainment field has been an Illuminati stronghold because what they provide influences public opinions and actions. The prominence of crime, war, and other violence in films and games is to inure society to those kinds of behavior and motivate unstable individuals to mimic it. The entertainment manipulators create box office stars, put them on pedestals and reward them with exorbitant payment and various awards. That exalts a few souls above all others and widens the disparity between the haves and have-nots in your world. Reasoning minds see those negative effects as well as the positive inroads in the industry, but what is not in the public eye is the Illuminati's darkest camp in the entertainment field: Satanism, sex slavery, pedophilia, and pornography. All of those seen and unseen situations are devoid of light, and Earth has reached energy planes where everything in low vibratory levels is disintegrating. What has been going on backstage, so to say, is moving on to center stage where the play that's unfolding can be viewed by the public. Backlash from the film is keeping the spotlight on cyberspace war. Whatever is designed for positive use can be directed into negative means, and your advancement in computer technology is a prime example. On one hand, medical breakthroughs can be shared worldwide, communication is swift, whistleblowers have a forum to publish their findings, and an abundance of information not reported in mainstream media is available on the internet. On the other hand, the internet is used to disseminate false information, and some individuals illegally enter computer systems to release proprietary data, introduce viruses, and disrupt business operations. Your national leaders, who know the benefits of sharing valuable information, are seeing the need to protect their country's interests by working together to prevent hacking globally. Any issue that initiates or enhances cooperation across borders is to be welcomed. We don't see Sony's experience leading to all our private information and communication can be used by anyone, and there can be widespread power outages that is causing some concern. If that results in some cases, it would be temporary. Wrongful use of anything, be it information or technology or a natural resource, emits low vibrations, and activity at that level cannot be sustained much longer. Our colleagues in Nirvana cannot verify that the complex hacking process originated in North Korea or elsewhere. It could be the work of Black Ops agents and the Illuminati-controlled faction of the CIA, they are here and there around the world, or a malicious, perhaps vindictive, individual or group. But whoever the responsible person or persons are, they did not intend their efforts to aid the light by producing the positive effects we mentioned. President Obama finally has done something light in my opinion, with that executive order. It's absurd that our government has blackballed Cuba for 50 years when right after World War II, we helped Germany and Japan get back on their feet. There wasn't even a war with Cuba. Why is there opposition in both parties to what Obama did? President Obama's executive order that opens the door to normalizing the country's relationship with Cuba evoked that reaction from members of Congress who routinely oppose what he does, but a few who responded angrily did so on an emotional basis more so than political. Their hearts and minds are rooted half a century in the past, which precludes their seeing that resolution of a long-standing issue is in the best interests of both countries' peoples. This step toward living together respectfully and cooperatively also is evidence that behind the scenes, efforts are coming to fruition in consonance with ever-increasing vibrations. Dear family, you may tire of our attributing everything to vibrations, but they are the fabric of this entire universe. Everything in existence is energy vibrating at one rate or another, and the light increases as the vibratory rate accelerates. Every thought, feeling and action emits vibrations that accordingly manifest situations and their outcomes, and The amount of light in individuals determines how far along, or if, they are on the ascension pathway. Let us clarify any misunderstanding that ascension is in conjunction with transitioning from physical life to life in spirit. Ascension is an evolutionary process and entering nirvana is automatic ascension in location only. Persons who advance from third to fourth density spiritually and consciously during Earth lifetime enter nirvana's fourth density residential areas. Persons who don't achieve that status prior to transition enter at the lower density of their lifetime energy registration. Nirvana does offer opportunities to attain a higher density status, but that doesn't come automatically. Many residents prepare via specific studies and the aid of more evolved souls to strengthen character frailties so the next personage in the lineage is better equipped to evolve during the physical lifetime. It may be helpful if we remind you of density's two definitions, scientifically speaking. One is mass or the location of a mass. Earth is third density in mass and fourth in location. Nirvana is fourth density in mass and location. The other definition is soul evolvement status. Gaia, Earth's soul, always has been fifth density regardless of what density her planetary body is in. And Nirvana's residents range from second to fifth and higher in some cases. To continue our clarification, during this unprecedented time in the universe, there are exceptions to the law of physics that governs ascension, and the misunderstanding may derive from what we have told you about souls whose original contracts are amended. Persons whose experiences exceed the severity of some contract provisions may petition at soul level to leave this lifetime before completing remaining provisions. Divine grace honors these requests by permitting the individuals to either experience the rest of the contract choices in nirvana or be given full credit for completion. Either way, they evolve into fourth density during their stay there. Personal ascension has been going on at an increasing rate ever since the planet started ascending 70-some years ago. Almost all persons who responded to the massive infusion of light at that time and advanced from third to fourth density spiritually and consciously transitioned to nirvana some time ago. A multitude of souls who were born during more recent decades also transitioned after attaining fourth density status. All whose contracts were amended to permit early entry to nirvana have it. And many persons in your society today have advanced to that status. All in all, several billion souls have evolved during Earth's ascension process to date, and her journey into successively higher energy planes assures that many more will do so. One last word about vibrations. We have mentioned before the importance of words, how their vibrations affect the persons who use them and all who hear them. Experiments performed by Masaru Emoto are evidence of this, which you can see in the water and words part of this site, www.masaruemoto.net web link. Dr. Emoto came from a highly evolved civilization specifically to endow your world with those scientific discoveries, and when he transitioned a few months ago, he was welcomed by a throng of souls who know that he fulfilled his mission with grand success. Beloved brothers and sisters, you light up your life and the lives of others by speaking kindly, and the ripple effects of your words are immeasurable. We journey with you in spirit and unconditional love. Love and peace. Channeled by Suzanne Ward. www.matthewbooks.com